Anime Summit, Episode 7.
That it kind of just felt like it was just going downhill and just kept going down.
Hello and welcome to the Anime Summit Podcast, Episode 7. I am Quokka, and with me I have Mac.
What's up, guys?
Som.
Fuck me.
And the functionally retarded Nick.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my fucking god.
Is this thing on?
Okay, before we get started, if only you guys could hear what happens before one of these shows with Nick's mic. It's
Almost every episode.
Well, we're saying mic, but it's my settings on the laptop. I'm about to finish my desktop, but
it's your
that's
mic.
not ready.
Why don't we just burn the microphone and the desktop and the laptop? Just burn everything.
It could be anything at this point.
Dude, that might sound better if I burned it. I don't know.
Yeah, we ask him to prep all his stuff ahead of time, so we'll be ready to go.
And
we always end up starting late because somehow immediately as we're about to start, everything just goes to shit. We have
And
to
on
spend
top
20
of
minutes.
Dude, my computer did try to update too.
And on
Tried
top
to
of that,
install
when
it,
when we start the silence grace period before we start, Nick always just jumps in halfway through and goes, "Oh my god, fucking okay, I just thought it's like," or he just chimes in with something, and it's like,
Dude,
we
stop!
were literally
Last
about.
week you were like, "Fuck you, cat."
Eric was literally about to start.
Hey,
That was
guys,
that was out of my
just-
control. He was over there doing something stupid. You voluntarily just come in and just like break the silence while we're all waiting for Quokka to intro.
Let me paint you a picture on this, all right? Basically, you know that guy, that coworker, that friend. His shit's always fucked up. That's Nick.
Dude, pretty much, man. I'm just like frazzled the whole time.
What have you guys been up to since the last recording?
Partying.
Just partying all day?
No, this is what happened, dude. I finally beat Valkyria Chronicles, and I watched the first episode of the anime. I know I'm like way behind because that game is old, but like they re-released it for PC in 2014. Like Valkyria Chronicles, though, that game is like I haven't played a good JRPG in a long time.
I didn't realize there was an anime for that.
I didn't either
I
until
think there's
someone
a
told me
hentai
like,
for
literally a couple weeks ago. But there's not a dub for it because it's like whatever. Something about the rights or something, I don't know. But the game is really good. Like there's war, there's poverty, there's political oppression, government conspiracy, racism, there's all kinds of just all that stuff to make a very like
So Valkyria Chronicle set in World War II, but isn't it like a alternate history where Japan didn't
it's like a
lose?
fictional continent based on Europe, and it's just called Europa.
Oh,
and-
okay. Like the moon of
and-
Jupiter.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Stealing my thunder.
but like, I mean, it's basically over. The war is over the scarcity of this mineral called Ragnite. It's like a high energy source, and between the Imperials and the Federation, and there's like a neutral party, a neutral zone, continent or a country of Gallia, and they get caught in the middle of it, and Gallia starts a militia service, and they're like, okay, we got to drive the Imperials back because, they are the ones invading and being evil and jerks and shit. But, like, it's really cool because, like, so there's, like, it's a tactical RPG, but it's like an overhead map, right? And then you click on one of your units to move, and then it goes into third person, and then you just move them around and do all the actions like that. It's pretty cool. But, I really like it. I cried. I felt the
So
feels.
I'm guessing you played it on PC because that came out last year. And
Yep,
before
the
that,
PC
it was
version
just
came
on
out last year.
PS3.
Yep, the PC version came out last year, and I bought it because it was on sale, and I was like, well, I heard this game was good, so I'll just buy it. And then I played it for a bit, and then I stopped, and then just a couple weeks ago, I started playing it again, and I was like, man, I should just finish this. This game is getting good. Like it just gets better. Like it's kind of slow in the beginning. Like I'm not gonna lie. And it's like a lot of cinema, like it's a lot of cinematic that you got to go through, but it's well worth it. The cinematic is good for it. The extra missions are good for it. What's cool about buying it on PC too on Steam is it comes with all the DLC.
Do you get to kill Hitler?
Yeah, dude, you get to kill Nazis. You get to kill Nazis.
But as far as the anime goes, is it fairly good or is it very much a cash-in?
I've only seen one episode so far, but it kind of seems like a cash-in. It's okay. Look, I've seen it done before. Okay, I've seen it done where when something gets turned into an anime form, the style is replicated as best to its ability. You know, whether it's coming from a game or a manga or whatever. You know what I mean? And I've seen it done because Attack on Titan is proof that they can copy the style of the manga, even within the movements and the looks of it. You know what I mean? And the faces and everything. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like they just gave this anime to some like God, I don't even remember who it's by, but I don't know. I think Madhouse produced it, but I don't know if they're the ones who did it. But like, I don't know. The style is like it's okay. It's really kind of basic. Like one of the Gallian armor or like the uniform or whatever. Not all girls that are in the militia have to wear it. Like they can just wear the normal uniform with the pants if they want.
Or bikini armor?
I wish, no. But there is a token beach part in the game. But like
yeah.
But it's like a skirt, like a military skirt with like armor on the side of it. And it really makes the characters kind of voluptuous looking in the game. And then they kind of like dumbed it down in the anime so they look really straight and stiff.
You had me at voluptuous.
Ooh, my.
I don't know, like they dumbed down some like the way the costumes look and something just to like, I don't know, not draw it or something. I don't know. It seems kind of lame, but I don't know. It's okay so far, I guess. It's definitely worth it just to play the game, though. I'm probably not going to finish the anime, to be honest with you.
Well, one game-based anime I would like to talk about, one that's near and dear to my heart because I love it so much. It's actually good. The Idolmaster, specifically the A1 Pictures ones, not Xenoglazia, which just pretend that never existed.
Lame.
But Idolmaster is like a, I guess similar to those kind of dating games, except you're a producer working with idols to make them the greatest idols ever, and you have to choose what they're going to train into in their performances and their outfits. And then the show is just about this production company that you have and all the same idols that are in the game, and it's wonderful.
So does it say something about me that the only reference I have to any of these games is through porn? Because like the only thing I know about Fate game is like it's porn. Valkyria Chronicles, hentai. No, I just know about it. I'm not like seeking that stuff out, but like I'm just saying like Idolmaster had something too, and I'm like, okay, well that popped into my head. But yeah. So games relate to all these things.
But really, Idolmaster is amazing. The Idolmaster, as well as the movie Million Live and Cinderella Girls. The animation's beautiful. It's actually on A1 Pictures' good end, as opposed to a later one that I will talk about, which is on A1 Pictures' horrible, terrible, go die in the corner end.
Are you talking about animation quality?
Yeah. The voice acting's all by the same actresses that did the games and have actually performed in actual concerts.
Oh, yeah. Do they have those like 3D projections or holograms?
In the games, it's all 3D art. But for the show, they actually 2D animated all of it, and the dancing is beautiful. So none of that
do they
Love
have, like,
Live
real
nonsense.
Live concerts with that too? Or
no, they just have the actual
shows?
voice actresses sing and
okay.
dance.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sailor Moon Crystal had something similar. They made the opening for that.
Momoiro, Clover, Z, yes, they are an actual idol group. But the Idolmaster, music amazing, art amazing. Story, I was not expecting much, and it really blew me away.
Idolmaster sucks.
Actually, want to go back into that animation. It's really interesting that they didn't use any 3D animation, considering they already had 3D animation done for every single dance in the show from the games, because there's an insane amount of songs and dances in the game that they could have just easily slapped higher quality models onto. But no, they went and reanimated all of it, and it's beautiful. Don't watch Xenoglazia, because we took these idols and made them pilot mechs, and they don't perform anymore.
So are we talking like real life based games or anime that are about games? Like we're not including sports anime or kaiji or anything, are we?
No.
Is that kind of a tangent? We're talking literal games and
like
extension
video
products
game
and all that.
Anime.
Okay.
Video
all right.
games, so like you can't just be
this
like
isn't Yu-Gi-Oh.
So we could say Yu-Gi-Oh then.
No.
No.
Wait, we can't say Yu-Gi-Oh? What about Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge?
no,
No.
because it's based on a card game. So any video games that are based on the anime Yu-Gi-Oh are based on the card game.
Oh,
We're
man, that
talking
just seems
straight
like semantics.
anime
That's
to
like...
game to anime.
That's not semantics at all. We're talking about
Okay,
video
okay.
games.
So you're saying, wait, so you're saying the game has to come first and then the anime?
Either
No.
or vice versa.
No, or vice versa.
Well, that's what happened with Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Except Yu-Gi-Oh, you don't play
No, God.
Yu-Gi-Oh, you play some dude that can play with cards.
The card game came first.
Okay.
Actually,
why can't we-
technically, the 1980s television show and manga came first. But there were cards created back then, just not as many as there are now. But the video games didn't even come till way after it got popular here in America, so that still doesn't count.
Oh, we're saying, okay, so the video game has to come first. Or basically first.
No,
Unless
the
there's, like, a
anime
light
comes
novel or-
first to a video game, or the video game to an anime. Not from a card game, or a deck building game, or a porn
Or
game.
dice game.
We have to explicitly point out that last one.
Okay, like Fate is a thing, right? There's a PSP game called Fate Extra that takes place in an alternate timeline 2 years after. That counts.
So what about something like Steins Gate? That's like a visual novel, right? Where you can go through all these
Visual
paths.
novels aren't games.
That's not a game.
That's kind of a game. I mean, you
No,
just
that's
pick-
why they're called
it's like
visual novels. They just
choose
put
your own
them on.
adventure.
They're
It's
just
like Goosebumps.
okay, but
If the
in
game
Japan,
requires 7 points of interaction, that's
But-
not a game.
that's why it's called a visual novel. It's a novel. But the reason why they're on things like PSP and PS Vita, especially in Japan, is because the handheld market dominates Japan like hardcore.
Because you can play on the subway.
Right.
Eat
That's why it's a
fresh.
visual novel.
Okay, just clearing that up. So
Oh
we're
my
talking
God.
literal games.
All right. So
And you
Okay.
can't-
Oh,
and
Pokemon. Pokemon. Does that count?
I guess.
Yes, it
Pokemon
does
would
count.
count. Yeah.
Hell
yes, it
yes.
does
So
count.
now I know something.
It's hard
to
to
do with
say
games.
that it really does because you don't play through the same. You don't play through like the anime really at all.
No, but
Well,
the original
no,
comics are about red, blue, and green. They're not
No,
about.
there's a newer Pokemon anime that was based on the game. I forgot what it's called. It came
It's
out a
called
couple years
Pokemon
ago.
Origins, and it was only
Origins,
4
yeah.
episodes.
Yeah, it's like OVA or whatever.
Yeah,
That
that came out like a year ago.
It just came out.
So
Dude, that was supposed to be good though. That was supposed to be like better.
It
than
was
the
really
original
good.
Series.
It was
What
really
about-
amazing.
Mega Man Battle Network.
The anime came after, but yeah, that counts, I think.
why not just name a game that encompasses like many different animes? Like, maybe Osu? Osu anybody?
Osu's not an anime-based game.
Osu, you
rhythm
play
game
the songs.
Features anime songs.
Yes. And that is a very good segue into watching new shows.
I don't think this counts. It's not based on anything. It's just got. That's like saying, like I would even
Saying
still.
Guitar Hero is based off of the.
I would even say Hatsune Miku, like Project Diva on PS3, is one that counts, but not this one.
In that, I wouldn't even say that count. That's based on a Domino's Pizza commercial.
That's right, it is.
Man, I'm just grabbing for straws because literally I don't play any anime-based games.
Okay, well
Not
that's
even
why you
gonna lie.
suck.
You
Anyways,
played
moving on.
Pokemon
Idol
though,
Master.
right? Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Man, I haven't played Pokemon
Not
in,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
like,
Yu-Gi-Oh does not
years.
count.
That is semantics. That totally counts.
It's not semantics.
It's the law of the land.
It was a manga in 1980, and then an anime in 1980s, and then it became an anime again, and then they took the card game out of that anime and made it into a card game. So any video games that are made to play that card game, you're playing a thing based on a thing based on a thing, and that
Dude, that's
doesn't count.
some Tropic Thunder logic right there. That's like Robert Downey Jr. with blackface. She's like, I'm playing a guy,
That's
acting
not
like a guy, dressed like
dude,
another guy.
You're calling a video game based on a card game based on an anime part of it, like you're calling that like based on an anime when it's like
Based on like some Egyptian lore or something.
Okay.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's all based on
Now we're
something.
just way off point. Anyway, onto a recent game-based anime, Gunslinger Stratos. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
I've heard bad things
Based off
about
like a
that.
third-person shooter. I don't even know. And
Idol
thing
Master
didn't,
sucks.
that didn't even
It-
come up
it
on my
feels-
radar. Yes, Idolmaster sucks.
it just seems weird that Gunslinger Stratos can be so bad and come from A1 Pictures, who also brought us Your Lie in April and The Idolmaster.
And
Well, it's not
the
like Your
great
Lie in April
Sword
was
Art
like a 10 out
Online.
of 10 anyways.
Let's not get into that. Gunslinger Stratos terrible. Don't watch it.
Don't watch it. Don't play it.
I don't know about playing it. I mean, it must have been
Okay.
fairly good if they
Probably,
decided to
probably
make
be
an
better to
anime
play
out
it
of
than
it.
to watch it.
But the anime is terrible.
Dude, what about this? Is
Aren't-
a good one actually.
Isn't-
It's only like 10 episodes or 11 episodes, but the anime based on Blazblue is pretty good.
Is it?
I heard it was pretty good.
Okay, there's a difference. That you haven't actually seen it.
But aren't some of you watching God Eater? Isn't that an anime based on a
I
game?
watched the first episode of it and I dropped it because I didn't have enough time to keep up with everything. Yeah, it's one of those shows that you would like more if you play the game, I'm guessing.
Because of nostalgia factor.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it was something about it was off-putting. Like it was animated by Ufotable, who did Fate and Karen no Kyokai and all that.
Ufotable.
Ufotable?
Yeah, Ufotable
Ufotable.
did Ufotable.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but like they have like
UFO
really good
table.
animation, but it's like the audio or the soundtrack in God Eater is just it's like not there sometimes. So it's just like oddly silent sometimes. And I don't know. It feels like a young teenager created it or something.
Created the game or the anime?
Both. It's weird because like I didn't know like any of the character names or really
did
what was happening.
see
It was kind of an
a
Attack
whole-
on Titan ripoff.
I did see a whole 2 people say good things about God Eater on Reddit.
Well, it was hyped because it's Ufotable and everybody's like, oh, Fate. Oh, you guys, what's so funny? I'm saying Ufotable.
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 No, I
Yes.
pronounce
yeah,
it Ufotable.
yes, Nick.
'cause-
Ufotable.
Ufotable.
Is it oo or you? I'm calling it you, man.
High Bike Euphonium.
Hiya
High
Bike. Wow.
Yeah, God Eater, not good so far, but maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll be one of those shows that's so good or so bad it's good.
That's a shame that I heard that because I heard the game was pretty cool. That's a shame that the anime sucks. But
yeah,
here's
man,
the
I'm
thing,
sure the
though.
game's a lot better.
That's the normal, though.
Okay, can I just say something though? Can I just interject here? This is very on topic. So
Interject
shut up,
away.
Nick. Shut up, Nick. So
I wasn't even talking.
Shut up, Nick.
So let's just look at the history here. Whether it's an anime film or an anime series, I think we can look back here and say that most animes that were based on I'm talking if it was a game first, not the other way around, okay? So if it was a game first and they made an anime based on that game, if we look back even back to the early 90s or late 80s, they have ruined a lot of they have ruined a lot of shit.
Yeah, because it's a cash grab. That's basically all it is.
Yeah.
The
and that's-
Idolmaster is the sole exception.
Yeah,
I
there's
think-
a few exceptions, but
I think
for the most part,
there's
yeah.
there's definitely a couple exceptions, and I've also a couple of wise friends of mine play that game, Idolmaster, and they say it's really fun. So, definitely a couple exceptions. Don't get me wrong.
well, like here's the thing: the farther you get away from like original material or novels, the worse the
Wait.
anime will probably be. So
No,
like,
wait, isn't the Idolmaster game based on the anime, or was it
No.
the game first?
The Idolmaster anime was only like 2010, and the games have been like on PS2 for ages.
Oh, okay, so it was a game first. Okay, because that's what I'm
Yes.
talking about. So I'll
That
just
was
say
a
a
big
couple
thing
examples.
when it got licensed for Idolmaster Xenoglossia. It was
Right.
like that was just it's Idolmaster and it has the same character names, but it's not Idolmaster at all. Didn't even have the same voice
Right.
actresses, and then A1 got it. Did actually a good adaptation with the actual voice actresses.
Right. And I'll just say a couple examples here. Street Fighter V in 1992, I think it was. That was crap. Okay.
Final Fantasy, dude, that had like a really bad one, right?
Final Fantasy Unlimited, which I did talk about a couple episodes ago. Thank you, Nick. And then even American cartoon shows based on Japanese video games were horrible. The Street Fighter cartoon show by USA, oh, that was bad.
Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Bison! But okay, and even
Childhood.
but even some recent ones, even just now, Nick was like, yeah, I don't know if I'll finish it. Or just a moment ago, I was like, yeah, I don't know, Valkyria Chronicles, yeah, I don't know. But the game is amazing. You know what I mean? I don't know. And
People
I
have
think
said
Nick
the Persona animes have been really good.
those were really good.
I'm just not sure if I should watch them before trying to actually play Persona, even though I have nothing I could play Persona on.
Well, and I mean, I don't even know who was handling the Atlas, right? Okay, Atlas is a very good video game company, number one. And I'm sure Persona and Shin Megami Tensei is just such a legacy in the video game world, and especially in the anime video game world, that I think that was something that they really cared about. Like, they wanted to be very careful when handing that to somebody, to a studio to animate. But like I've seen the first Persona 3 movie that just came out, like, I think it was 2015 or late 2014, I don't know.
Last year it did Golden Animation.
Oh, okay, so
For
it was
Persona
beginning
4.
of 2015 then, when Persona 3, the first movie, came out. I watched that, and that was sick. And I've beaten Persona 3, so, like, I was really excited to watch, I haven't even played Persona 4, but I heard Persona 4 is really good. But, or even, okay, like, even this, okay? Persona 4 Arena, like, that game is beast. That game is beast mode. They still play that shit at EVO, which just happened this past weekend. Shout out to all the MN fighting game homies. But, like, Persona Arena, dude, that game is the tits. That game is the shit. The marbles, the cat's pajamas, the Parmesan cheese,
The cock and balls.
the cotton balls,
The cock and
The
balls.
the Nick Stoner, the Quokka, the Mac, and Tosh.
Aww.
Game is awesome.
The Psalm.
12 out of 10 would play again. But fucking, like, I don't know, man. When you look back, like, even the Street Fighter Alpha anime film that came out, like, in, I think, 2001, 2099, I don't know. That was like, what the hell were you doing? Like, I get it, and you guys are starting to follow more of the Alpha story, and that's cool. But why did you give Ryu a little brother, like, out of nowhere?
He needs his Emoto.
Like, he was just this
Isn't
weird.
Emoto little sister? Either way.
Then
It's
they based the whole
Ototo,
movie
his
on
little
this
brother.
They based the whole movie on that stupid little kid, and it got Ryu killed. He almost
Spoilers,
died.
spoilers. What if we want to watch this?
No, I'm gonna spoil it because it's a piece of shit. The dude Ryu. In the Alpha storyline, the Alpha storyline is supposed to be it's supposed to be based on the first game that came out in arcades in 1980, whatever. And Ryu is like 17, 18 years old. And the dude almost dies for this kid that he only known about, I don't know, 4 days. He almost dies for this kid like 3-5 times.
But it's his Ototo.
I don't care.
Is it Nissan or?
I just
Nichan?
said...
I don't know.
Oh man, Nick, I literally just said
I
what it is. And then you
I
still
know,
go
but-
off on the wrong things.
Oh, it's like Oni-chan. That means big brother, right?
Yes, Ototo's little brother.
But what would he call him if he's trying to say Chan? Never mind. Doesn't matter.
You
Oh
don't
my
say Emoto-chan.
Just say Emoto.
Yeah, but you know how they say like Nissan and stuff.
That's
like,
for older because they're older than
what
you.
do
So
you
you
say
give
for
them
younger, then?
honorifics.
So there's nothing for a younger. You're just like, hey, bitch,
Yeah.
and then they look at
Well,
you.
you'd normally just say their name.
All right, let's
With
look
the
at the
honorific.
let's look at the other way around though. What about games based on anime or somewhat based on anime? Like,
I recently saw at Anime Expo there is a Sword Art Online game.
oh yeah, I saw the trailer for that.
That
One it introduces
Did you
some
get
other
sucked
characters.
into
Look-
it and be
it
trapped
looked-
for a year?
it probably I guess I could say it was probably a bad Final Fantasy knockoff based on what I saw of it. If you're really into Sword Art, it'll probably be great. It looked like it was in Alfheim and not in Aincrad.
I think it's in the World
Aw.
Seed. Spoiler, sorry.
So it's just gonna go to different games.
Something like that, yeah. Because it's like it introduces new characters and stuff too. You have to remember that version of Alfheim that they're playing in the second part of season 2 is kind of like a bunch of stuff put together. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
This just in, Psalm. Not a doctor.
Not a doctor. Don't
This
know shit.
episode, this
He's just a guy that loves cake.
I'm just I just love
But he
cake.
did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Let me tell you something. The more fat you are, the harder you are to kidnap. Eat more cake.
But the easier you are to lure with cake.
Well, and the easier you are to roll downhill. I mean, if you live at the top of a hill, they can just roll you down. I mean,
If you're anorexic, you don't get into the free candy van.
I'll tell
this
you what
is
though.
true.
I have played or not, I didn't play it, but I did really I saw the trailer for the new Stars Victory or whatever. I heard that it's going to be kind of bad, but It looks cool. I personally hate, Shonen Jump shit though, but it looks pretty, it looks fun. Like, it looks fun to play.
You hear that Sonen Jump? You get a thumbs down from Som.
I just don't care. Like, the only thing I
Wait,
care
Sam,
about
you
is
saying you
Dragon
don't
Ball
like
Z.
Shonen, man? You
The
don't
only
like
thing
Shonen?
Only thing I care about is Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, which I did watch the first episode of, and it was pretty cool. But
I need to watch those.
Don't even hate on
I got too
Shonen.
much I need to
Shokugeki's a
watch.
Shonen.
Budokai Tenkaichi 3 on the Wii, though, that game is...
Every time I'm like, sweet, I'm going to be able to get at my backlog. Then I see new episodes are out for things I'm already watching.
I'm going to wait. I'm probably going to wait. I think it's 2 episodes in right now. I'm going to wait till a couple more come out. But...
For Super?
For Super...
Anyway, why don't we talk about any of the Dragon Ball Z games, like Budokai? Budokai was awesome.
Dude, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 on the Wii, though, like, you hold the Wii chucks, right? And then you move them off screen behind your back, and then back on screen like you're doing a Kamehameha. Dude, I blast this nigga... Dude. I blast Frieza so hard in his face. I Kamehameha that dude in the Jahoobs. And that bitch did not blow up that planet today. I'll tell you what, he did not blow up my planet today.
Then what was the it was like a Legend of Zelda style game. That was Goku.
The Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
No.
Legacy of Goku, like on Game Boy Advance.
Legacy of Goku. That was awesome too.
Ooh,
That
no,
game
I
was
played the
really
Game Boy
fun.
Advance Goku game or Dragon Ball Z game. That was pretty fun.
That
Especially
game-
when you just had to massacre wolves at the beginning to level
Yeah.
up.
I couldn't figure out how to get out of the early part of the game. I got stuck at one point.
You probably had to massacre more wolves.
It's a
I
Frieza.
actually remember, I don't know, like 3 years or 4 years ago, I went to a half-price bookstore, like by my house over here, and somebody had ported Super Butoden 2 on an American cart, so it would fit in an American Super Nintendo, and we bought it for like $2, and I was like, oh, I thought this was like a legit like American game that was really rare, or something. But when we turned it on, we realized it was just someone who like put it like on a repro cart to fit. Because
So
like
you still got to play it.
I know, yeah, pretty much, yeah, it was pretty cool. Well, at that point though, I had already like had it all on like on an emulator. But the thing is about American Super Nintendos, for those of you who don't know, all you have to do is open it and break the tabs inside, and you can stick a Super Famicom game in there. So that's how stupid it was. Like, it wasn't even like region locked. Like, I mean, later some Super Nintendos were, but I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z games are always pretty cool.
They didn't have enough data on the cartridge to add in region locks, okay? Anyway, on to the other topic that we had. Shows that are really terrible, but we still kind of enjoyed anyway.
We should let Mac start. He hasn't
Mac hasn't said anything.
Dude,
He
I've been
doesn't
so
play
out of my
games, he
depth
doesn't watch
this whole
shows.
freaking time.
No, remember he said Osu and we shut him down right away?
Oh, yeah. That's because that was terrible.
I mean,
well, at least I
it's-
didn't
it's all-
insult your person.
It's
Mac.
all I have. I mean, anyways. So bad it's good. So good it's bad. So bad it's good. Yeah, that's what it is.
So good it's bad.
So good it's bad. Exactly, like your line
Neon
April.
Genesis Evangelion sucks.
Evangelion
It's so good.
sucks.
I think Guilty Crown's a good example of so good it's bad.
You know,
No.
I
Sam, it's
haven't-
now your turn.
I haven't
Let
seen
Mac
Guilty
speak.
Crown. I honestly haven't.
You're not missing anything.
Yeah, I
You're
don't think
missing
I am.
Minori.
Man, I don't need it. I don't.
You need an Ori in your life
Why?
because she can sing. I don't know.
That's
Okay,
a
go
shitty
ahead,
reason.
Mac.
That's a shitty reason. Guilty
You can't,
Crown
you
sucks.
can't let
Musical
Nick
stuff.
derail you because
I
it just
mean-
doesn't go anywhere good.
Inori, Kumiko, which one's better? Probably.
Oh, don't you start this. Don't you start
Oh.
this.
Wait, would you guys say Hibiki Euphonium is so bad it's good?
Oh, don't you. Don't.
Weren't you just saying how we should let Mac talk?
Oh, dude. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Now he's got me all salty. I guess something a lot of people would think of quite immediately would be Sword Art Online whenever it comes to this. Because, yeah, it wasn't
Which,
necessarily...
I guess one way to say it's not necessarily bad. It's very mediocre. But
Well,
it
the
had
first
certain
season
things.
more so than the second season, in my opinion. I thought the
Are we
second
talking
season
about
did
season
better.
one? Like first 24
Oh,
episodes?
I thought the
or...
second season was far, far worse.
Are you talking about the gun season or the sword season?
You know, the one called Sword Art Online 2.
With guns.
That's how you know that it's the second season.
Okay.
Yeah,
because
it's got a
sometimes
2
people
on
say
it.
second season and they mean the part where he goes and fights the guy with
No,
the knife.
I would say the other arc in the first season or whatever. I wouldn't say second season.
Wait,
Well, it's the second
are we talking
tour, though.
about Sword Art Online being so bad it's good?
We're saying that's mediocre, but the one thing that it had going for it was managing its hype well enough that you could still look forward to it.
Okay.
I
Even though it was
enjoyed it.
bad.
It was a fun watch. Okay, well, the first season. The second season, the last what was it? 7 episodes. Unexpected feels out of nowhere.
The last 24 episodes of the second season.
Hey,
Here's the thing.
simmer down.
Also, the
simmer
first
down,
24.
Seabiscuit.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna break this down by arc. Okay. SAO arc, amazing. Alfheim
Yes.
arc, I mean,
Shit.
the ending was really cool.
I
the
wouldn't
ending
even
was...
say that the Aincrad arc was amazing. It had terrible pacing
Whoa,
issues.
don't even talk bad about Lifa, though. Lifa
It had
is
terrible
best girl,
what?
so-
Get out of here. Leafa was awful.
It had
terrible
terrible
pacing issues.
I like that
It
they
just
did. I like that
Jumped
they paced
so
it
much
that way.
without any value coming out
Yo,
of
you
it.
guys saying you don't like Emotos and
Okay, just
Incest
here.
and-
Let me
Leave us
finish. Let me break this down. Aincrad arc. I like how they pace that. If
you
you
like
don't,
that they spent
Okay.
11 episodes to do 2 years?
dude, okay, Sword Art Online is a complete fucking mess. They just go it's episodic and they do time skips and time skips. And he meets these people and then they
I'm not
disappear.
seeing the problem with that.
It doesn't add up to anything.
You never see him train. He does random shit. He turns all the bad guys' words around on them, and even though they're not that bad, he makes them seem bad. And Kirito never loses. He's like God.
Hey, he was a beta tester. He had a leg up on everybody. You gotta
But
remember
you
that.
went from at the beginning, they lose at the first boss, and everybody blames him. And then the next time you see him, he goes and kills some other player characters that are so below his level that they can't even hurt him. And you just no progression in there at all.
I mean,
supposedly they're fixing it with the new novels that A1 says that they
it's not that it has to
animate.
It's not that it has to be fixed. That's how the novels were written.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that it wasn't bad. Just because you could say something is accurate to the source material and still have it be bad.
No, I get that, but
No, the source material is written by a young guy. It was a 15-year-old kid or something who wrote
Yeah,
it.
but he's writing new novels to fix the issues. That's something he acknowledges about it himself.
okay, I like that they did that because it was a nice change of pace, and sometimes different, overshines the fact that there wasn't no progression. Or, if you didn't see the progression, because you didn't physically see the progression, that doesn't mean it didn't happen.
But it's a shonen, dude. You have to show it. If they never showed Goku training, then what's the point? Yeah, no. What's his name? Kirito never trained.
Does every
ever.
anime need a training montage with that kind
If
of
it's
thing?
a shonen or
I'm
sports
with
anime,
Sam
yes,
on this one.
yes,
Why-
it does.
why
Because
does
you
he-
need
why-
to see the progression.
No, see,
No, it doesn't need a training montage. It just needs something where it shows him going from
if you want
Yeah,
every
at the
anime,
build
bottom
up.
to at the top. Instead, he's just
It's like
at
the
the
hero's
top.
journey, but instead it's just Jesus.
I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna finish to what I was originally saying. If you want every anime or every shonen anime to be the same, then you're part of the problem of why anime may be declining. Just saying.
I never said I wanted them to be the same.
You just did, actually.
I didn't. Nick said that.
No, it has to follow basic story structures.
No,
and
it
didn't.
doesn't.
Now, why does it have to follow
No,
basic
there's-
story structure?
Let's
There's
just say there's a reason why the hero's journey exists.
Yeah, no, it has to follow a legitimate, real structure. You can't just randomly throw shit onto the screen and then expect us to accept it. Although
I
it
accept.
apparently
I
works.
Okay,
accept Sword Art
listen.
Online.
Let me
It
tell
works.
you
Here's
something.
why it
Let me
works.
tell you
I'll
something.
tell you later.
Let me tell you something. What we were taught in literature class, in high school, in English class, and all that stuff, Japanese storytellers just do it differently. And if you don't like that,
Well, yeah, they do have different methods for storytelling, but you still have to follow the structure of a story, and there's different ways to do it. It's not just one
And
way.
yeah, you
They
can break
they
the
can mix and
rules
match.
when it's appropriate.
I'm literally
just
the
wasn't
proof.
here.
I am literally the proof that I didn't care about any of that, and I still saw the progression.
Here's why you like Sword Art Online. It had very, very, very good production values. The animation was great. The opening was good, and then the soundtrack
hype
was very
real.
good. And then Asuna was like,
There was no hype for me.
Hot.
I
Whatever, but
watched all of that
I mean
shit.
the hype from episode to episode. It manages its own hype.
Okay, Sam, would you like Sword Art Online if it didn't have that good of animation or soundtrack? If animation and soundtrack were average, I don't think you would like the show.
You're talking. I mean,
because it got carried.
You're talking to a guy who watches anime still from the 80s. So I mean,
I would,
Yeah.
even if the animation and the soundtrack wouldn't have been as good, I still would have watched Sword Art Online. The premise was fairly interesting enough. That had me interested enough to at least give it a go. And it actually works from episode to episode. It's not that it's bad, and it's not that it's good. It's just the fact that it takes what it had and it makes it work.
look.
What's so bad about that?
For
Look,
that
and
one arc, though, we're still only arguing.
okay,
the
but look,
validity
I
of
hear
one
what you're
arc.
saying.
Even the first arc is a bit of a mess.
No, I hear what you're saying. But what it sounds like when you guys are telling me that it has to follow structure, it has to do this, it has to do this, you're trying to pass it off as fact when really you're just stating your opinion. So
No, there's quantitative methods of making a story.
and because they didn't follow those quantitative methods, it makes it bad?
No, the fact that
In
they
this case,
failed
yes.
at not following it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have said that.
And there's more than one way to do it. Like I said, it's not just ABC. It could be
No,
A,
it
X,
doesn't make it
Q,
bad at
whatever.
all.
But
No.
they just
If you
pulled out idea balls.
So it's just
New stuff
fine
on
to
there.
introduce a character that's at the bottom of the totem pole, and the next time you see him, he's an overpowered god.
time lapsed.
Yeah, that's another
That
problem.
was
Time
the whole
skips
issue
are
that
a
we were
problem.
talking about.
There's nothing wrong with that to me though. To me.
I'm kind of
to
in the
who?
same boat with Sam on this one because time
Okay.
skips and time lapses like that are not a big deal.
What you're trying to pass off as fact, which it's not, it's your opinion, is not changing my opinion.
See, man, okay, look, this is what Sword Art Online
You just
did,
said
all right?
semen.
Imagine a big, thick cut of meat, all right? You got some fat, you got some gristle on it and everything. Well, they took it and they cut it right down the middle. And then they took only the best parts out and threw it in
Yeah, they
and
took
made
the
it
best
the
parts
first
out.
arc. And then made those best parts part of the actual story. They cut out all the crap in between and just showed you
They
absolutely
really
what you
didn't,
had
though.
to
They
see.
left
Well,
a
yeah,
lot of
it's like
crap.
a sundae with the sprinkles on top without the ice cream. It was just sprinkles.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
See,
There's a little bit of ice cream. Just kidding. There's
No,
like a
you
little
can't pass off your opinion as fact because I'm literally the living proof that time lapse and the way that anime progressed, that arc progressed, didn't bother me, and I actually liked it. So
I
bit. No,
didn't
I
have a
like
problem
Sword Art
with it
Online
either.
too for what it was, but it failed to do what it could have done. Like it didn't deliver the premise very well.
and
I'm
that,
saying
and
it
you know
was
what?
able to manage its own hype very well. I enjoyed watching it. Doesn't mean
It was
good.
I'm just
purely
saying,
production
okay,
values.
I'm
That's
gonna
all
go
that
back to
carried
what
it.
I was originally saying right now, this second. But that time lapse and that I still saw that progression. If you didn't see it, then you blind as hell. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, Aincrad was really good.
Preach it, brother.
Alfheim was like, okay, this is not very
was
exciting.
especially terrible. Especially
Hallelujah,
following
brother.
Aincrad.
Oh, you didn't like the tentacle scene with
No, the
Asuna?
threat in
That
the
wasn't
threat,
Asuna,
okay,
that was
the
Silica.
threat in Aincrad was so much far greater that it kind of just felt like it was just going downhill and just kept going down.
And the fact that they went from 11 episodes is 2 years to 11 episodes is 7 days.
Oh my freaking god!
Oh, that's some Attack on Titan shit right there. Except Attack on Titan was better, but
See, if you care about a structure, the same old boring structure that you watch in all your other
Nobody
animes,
is saying same old boring structure.
it doesn't have to be the same. It can be slight variations.
Well, just
That's
because it
still
was
the
very,
same.
just because it was very,
Yeah.
very outside of what you're normally, just because it's very, very outside of what you're normally seeing, doesn't mean it's bad.
No, see, something that is outside of what you're normally seeing, but still pretty good, is Haruhi Suzumiya. Something that's outside of what you're normally seeing, because it has failed again and again in the past, is what Sword Art Online was, as far as the structure goes.
But it didn't fail this time for me.
It
No, that's
didn't
what I said.
fail.
We're not-
It
Sam, we're
able
not
to
saying we're
manage its
wrong,
own
but-
hype very well.
It can't fail if it worked.
Sam, let me tell you what your opinion is.
No,
Your
it's
opinion
saying
is that
other
Sword
things
Art is-
made up for it. You didn't enjoy it because of those
Yeah.
time skips. It just didn't turn you
I'm
off
not saying
enough.
I'm not saying I did enjoy it because of time skips. I'm saying that part didn't bother me.
Didn't
And
bother
actually,
me
I-
either.
No, that's fine.
I
It
very
didn't
much
counter the
no,
things that you were
I'm
enjoying.
trying to tell you that I enjoyed the way they did that. I enjoyed the way they progressed that.
Now, see, I can't follow Sam as far down that rabbit hole. I think that they should have, of course, expanded on it a little bit more, a lot more. Is that it made what it did work pretty damn well, and it was exciting. It was fun to watch week to week as it was airing. It was absolutely no issue whatsoever, and then the second arc absolutely killed it for me. But the first arc, the Aincrad arc, was very enjoyable to me, and burn me on the stake if you want. I really don't give a damn, but I enjoyed it, and that's what I'm sticking to.
Okay, I agree with that. My enjoyment level was there for Sword Art Online. I enjoyed it for what it was, but the objective rating that I would give it is not very high, if that makes sense.
Some
So,
things
like,
you cannot
I realize that it's
objectively
not that
rate.
good, but I still liked it.
Some things you cannot objectively
That is
rate.
not true.
That is
No, everything
totally
can be
true.
analyzed objectively,
No. There are some things.
unless you're going to go crazy philosophical and be like, everything's subjective.
Fully coolly. Analyze it.
Well,
I'd have
his
to
head is an
prepare for that.
intergalactic scanner, or fax machine, rather.
It's a parody of just anime. That's basically what it is.
And
No,
people
it's
are
not.
faxing
a
themselves
coming
of age
out
story,
of
parody of
futuristic
anime.
prison to his head, and he has to fight the things that come out of it.
Now analyze it objectively. And
Well,
then
it had good soundtrack, good animation. That's objective right there.
The
that's
presentation.
subjective.
It had fuck, dude. This is something I had to like
The
prepare for,
animation
like, write
was
it down.
smooth. It clocked in at a solid 24 frames a second.
Yeah, that's objective right there.
The colors were on the existing visible light color palette, which was enjoyable to my eye holes.
Okay, now you're just okay. No.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm just gonna say this. Maybe you're just a, you know what? Maybe you're just a wuss, and anything out of the ordinary to you is just bad.
You have to remember that we are watching anime in the first place.
Dude, Sam, I liked Sword Art Online. but
No,
I'm
it's
saying
fine.
It
It's
wasn't
just
very
that,
good.
but when something is out of the ordinary to anyone, that is the reason why gay people get killed. It is the reason why 65 million Jews died in concentration camps, because something was different. It was out of the
6.5
ordinary.
million, not 65
See,
million.
I would
That's a
also
different number.
make the case that murderers are different. And sometimes you just can't let that difference slide.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that because an anime progressed in a way that you didn't like doesn't mean that the way it progressed was bad. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
Doesn't mean it was good either.
No, like, okay, but here's the thing. Like the Beatles, I can tell you they're one of the greatest rock bands of all time. Doesn't mean I like their music.
Very
Right?
true.
I'm saying it's the opposite for Sword Art. Like, it's one of the most popular anime, blah blah blah. I enjoyed it. That doesn't mean it was good. It was like a pop song on the radio, pretty much.
That's fine, but I'm saying just because the way it and exactly. So take your own advice and listen to what I'm saying when I say because it progressed out of the ordinary for you doesn't mean the progression was bad. Because the way that anime progressed failed in the past doesn't mean it failed this time to some people.
No, it would have been absolutely better if they had spread Aincrad out to at least a full season. Well, the full 24
Agreed.
Yeah,
episodes.
that would have been a lot better if they showed him like going through the floors, training, and doing stuff.
Not
and-
necessarily
Dude,
every
I-
single one, because...
Yeah, well, there's like 100 floors, right?
And well,
There's
they also
100
stopped at like
floors.
60 or something like that.
It
didn't
stopped
they?
at 75.
Obviously, they don't need an episode for every boss.
Just literally every episode is one floor. That'd be pretty dope, actually. I'd watch that.
Depends.
100
It
episodes.
would become very much like Monster of the Week.
And the title of each episode is Floor 1.
How much?
Floor
That's
two,
that's what
floor
I'm saying.
three.
How much of that could you actually do?
No, I was just saying, take
I mean,
the
it
story,
depends.
expand it out, 24 episodes, and fill in those areas, which the author is doing. So we know that's something that he would like to do.
Right, and I'm fine with that. I totally watch that too. But
And that would have been just better. right off the bat.
I don't
That
know,
would have
man.
improved one
Maybe
of the
maybe
major
I'm
flaws
just a
of the show.
hipster. Maybe I'm just a hipster douchebag. I don't know. But as it stands now, I like it the way it is.
Hey, you know what else is so bad it's good? You're Lying April.
Oh, Quokka's about
Gas.
to get mad.
No,
Gas.
no, I'm not gonna engage that. I'm not
Gas.
gonna engage that. I think we can all agree Sword Art Online sucks because it doesn't have any cute girls with guitars.
It has like all cute girls and they're all fawning over Kirito. That's why.
Okay.
Why do
It's
they
a
need
harem.
guitars? You and your chaos.
Guitars.
God.
Yeah. Gita.
I mean,
Dude, Sam, did you get any farther in that?
No. I'm gonna watch them tonight.
We'll cheer you up after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
wrap
you guys.
Wrap up that saltiness. We'll
Wow,
revisit
really?
this in the future.
I love you
Not-
too, Sam.
Not Mac. Just fuck you.
God.
Actually,
We'll
not
revisit
even
this in
Nick.
the
Not
future.
even Nick. Just fuck Eric.
We're gonna do an entire episode. We're gonna do an entire episode on male power fantasies.
An entire episode
Oh,
of why
yeah.
You're Lying April is bad.
Wait,
Oh,
male
man, dude,
fantasies, as
dude.
in like if I am fantasizing about a male.
Like FedEx or something? Like we're going to go to the mailbox and
Yes, the male power
put in our
fantasy.
mail.
Like if
I
I'm
have-
fantasizing, about like Sephiroth giving me a blowjob.
No, that you are a male and you have power fantasy.
Oh.
You know,
Oh, I
like
thought you were talking about UPS.
like
dude,
everything is
sorry.
about sex except sex. Sex is about power.
So
Male
it's
power
not about
panties?
me getting it on with like.
So I've been Quokka, and with me has been Mac, Nick, and Sam. And this has
It's
been
like-
the Anime Summit.
It's not about me
podcast.
getting it on with Sephiroth. Like.
Magic, one touch and I'm off to the moon. When you get close, it's like I'm living in heaven. Yes, I'm head over heels for you. Ooh, 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 ooh.
If you like the show, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Anime Summit or leave a review on iTunes.